All right, I've got to make a whole separate long video about dating and van life, but I want to tell you about this experience I had this week. And when I was asked to meet for dinner on a weeknight about 7:30 in the evening, and usually I like to see the effort that goes into the planning. But now that I'm living this van life, I prefer to be the one to choose the place because I have to make sure that it can accommodate me and this bee. So, I want to tell you a little bit about the research that goes into choosing a place for dinner, or really just going someplace new. So the first place that came to mind was Lee and White, which has like a restaurant, a brewery. Actually, they have a few restaurants and also kind of like a food court space. And so I figured lots of options, but most importantly, it has a huge open parking lot. And I love that because actually most places that you go now, especially in the city, you've got to pay to park even on a surface lot, or they don't even offer a surface lot, they offer a parking deck, and you know we can't do those parking decks. The person I was meeting up with suggested Cheesecake Factory. Well, the closest one was in Buckhead, and it's at Lenox Mall, and I've been there before, but I've never driven there, and I've definitely never driven the van there. And so I had to do a little research. And so usually I'll pull up a place on Google Maps. The first thing I'll do is look at the street view and just kind of look around and see like what the parking situation is. If it's street parking, if there's a parking lot, if there's a parking deck, what's the deal? And if I can't really tell, from the map or from the street view, I will go back to the map and look at the satellite. Because sometimes the buildings have parking lots behind them that you can't really see from the street view. And so I do all this investigation and research just to figure out like, okay, what is the parking situation here? And if I still can't tell, like with Lenox, it's at a mall. So I'm like, okay, can I park at the mall? Is there other parking? I know they have valet parking at the restaurant. So I'll go to the Google location for the place and search through the reviews and comments for parking. And so in this case, parking was mixed. Some people said easy to find parking. Some people said it was terrible trying to find parking there. And so then I'll also look at like the busy times of day, because the restaurant will tell you like, okay, the busiest hours. Now I did all that investigative research. I probably did altogether maybe an hour's worth of research trying to find a restaurant and figure out what the parking situation is. And then I did all of that only to get stood up. So I did all that only to get stood up a couple hours before. So I never even had to go to the restaurant or find a new place. But next time I'll be ready. The research is done and I can suggest 2 or 3 places that has good parking for me and this bee.